So what kind of people should come to China? This is a common question. And the reason for that is because a lot of people figure out by reading online that China is not a favorable place for a lot of foreigners. In fact, a lot of foreigners that come here leave after the first year. So how, like someone like me that has been here a long time, how do we make it work? Well, I think there are certain personality traits that you have to work on, or that you have to change, or maybe if you know that you just can't change this about you, you shouldn't come. Damn it, just don't come. Number one is flexible. If you're not a flexible person, China is going to be difficult. And what I mean by that is like scheduling things. Like me, I've always been the kind of person that I schedule my day. You know, my work, I like to be prepared, I like to plan. I like to have a beginning, a middle, and an end for my work. I like to plan my day. I have certain times that I want to go do things, and I plan the time I'm going to be done and come home. I plan things. And that's something that I have learned that here in China is not an easy task. It's not something you can easily get away with. You definitely have to be flexible in China. If you're not a flexible person, you're going to struggle here. Because Chinese people are very spontaneous. They are not the planning kind of people. They don't do things at certain times. They don't plan their work. They are not like that. So if you're not a flexible person, you're gonna have to become one, or you're gonna have to just not come. Because honestly, you need to be flexible in China, because you're gonna see stuff that will piss you off, you know? So you have to learn to just roll with it. And with that, it takes me into number two. If you're a person that's easily annoyed, if you are easily annoyed, if little shit bothers you, don't come to China, because as I said, things will annoy you. The way that you will see people will treat animals, the way that people will treat you will get annoying after a while. You know, if you go to China and you are in a small place, it's kind of cool at first, because what happens is you realize that you're a foreigner, you're a little different, right? But after a while, it gets old, right? You will get annoyed. The way that people treat each other, the way that people cut in line, the way that people will disrespect you, it gets annoying. And again, that's another thing that I've learned from personal experience. I'm the kind of person that if you say something rude to me, I'll be like, hey, fuck you, buddy, you know? And you have to understand that it will happen here in China. It will happen. So you have to be prepared. You have to be a person that is not easily annoyed. It's just something that is gonna happen. It is a guarantee. So if you're not ready for that, don't come to China. And I'm gonna say the next one is gonna be healthy. If you're not a healthy person, as you may or may not have noticed, I've lost a lot of weight because I had to. You know, here in China, you will walk a lot. And by healthy, I don't just mean healthy, I mean fat. If you are fat, lose that weight before you come to China, because it will scare the shit out of you. China has a lot of walking. Don't think that you're gonna get your apartment and it's gonna be right next to the metro station and you're not gonna have to walk, because you will. Even here in China, if you own a car, like I do, you're still gonna walk. Do you know why? Because when you go to park your car, there's nowhere to park on the street. You're gonna have to pay to park in a parking lot. You're gonna have to pay, and then you're gonna have to walk a distance from that parking lot to your destination. You will be walking here in China. If you are a fat guy, lose the weight, damn it. It feels better anyways. I'm 220 pounds and it's still difficult sometimes. So, and then by health, if you are, say, a diabetic or something, I'm not diabetic or anything like that, thankfully, but I know people that are. And can you make it work here in China for something like that? Yes, you can. You can be a diabetic. You can get that stuff here. Now, if you have opioids per se, like if you're taking certain things like that, those are not the easiest thing to get here in China. They're just not. I know people that have some kind of mental disabilities, not like they're retarded, that's not what I mean, but maybe they have something else and they kind of need one of those types of drugs and they're unable to get them. If you think you're just easily going to get an Ambien here and take you a little nappy poo, no you ain't. It does not happen that way. They don't easily give that stuff out here, to be honest. They don't really believe in those kinds of medicines here. Chinese medicine is pretty damn weak, doesn't do much. They don't believe in painkillers. So that is that. And the next thing is easily offended. I know that's kind of like annoying, but if you are easily offended, and I'm gonna say this from the beginning, and I don't want to hurt any feelings, but damn it, I just might. If you are a black person, an African American, whatever you choose to call yourself, and you are easily offended by certain things like that, do not come here, because it will be pointed out that you are black. It will be pointed out that you are different. It happens if you're fat, it happens if you're tall, it happens if you're short, but it will definitely happen if you are black. Does it necessarily mean that there is a lot of racism here? No, it does not. Does not mean that. It does not mean that they hate you, but Chinese people have this thing where the filter between their brain and their mouth is like missing. So when they see someone or something that is different, they just happen to blah, blah, you know, and it comes out anyways. And I think for a lot of people, that's the thing. If you are easily offended, if you're gonna just get all pissed off when someone calls you fat, or when someone points out that you're black, and you're easily offended, don't come to China. You're not gonna be happy. That's definitely something you will not change about here in China. People are not politically correct. They're very outspoken. They will tell you what they are thinking, and if you're easily offended, don't come to China. So if you have any of those personality traits and they are unchangeable for you, well, then you're an idiot. Well, no, I mean, then consider not coming to China. The health thing, I think, you don't really see disabled people here in China, to be honest. China's not very well set up for you. So I'm not saying that if you're disabled it sucks for you. I'm just saying that China's not very committed to helping those kinds of people. So I want to thank you guys for watching. I do appreciate it. I appreciate the comments, the likes, the subscribes. And you guys have a wonderful day. I'm gonna get out of this heat and go back to my wonderful air-conditioned apartment. Thank you for watching. Bye-bye.